Hi, I'm FB and this is TM News, July 16th, episode 51, beginning with the latest results. And this time I'll start with the EDRM's monthly endurance that took place 2 weeks ago. The winner turned out to be Shorty ahead of Funko Beach and Android. A link to this image with the rest of the results is found below. On Saturday I hosted the 21st edition of FB's weekly race. This time around we didn't see quite as many participants as just 121 players came to start and 66 of them finished. As for the results, the same 3 players as last week in OmnipotZ, Spam and Poker circulated in the top for the majority of the race. Spam once again had a decently comfortable lead with not many laps left to go, but just as last week he ended up making a crucial mistake which allowed OmnipotZ to pass him, and he kept that lead all the way to the end. With this win, OmnipotZ has won 2 races in a row, which only 2 other players in Sand and RESULTS have done before. Spam would eventually take second again just like last week, and it kept being very similar to last week's result since Poker lost his 3rd place again in the last lap, this time to Hobbyflyer. On Thursday, ESL hosted the first qualification cup for the Valley Summer Cup series. The winner was Cypher67 who got 100 points as a reward. 2nd place and 60 points went to Ryolu, and Shadow took the last podium position which got him 40 points in the rankings. Check out this news post for the full results. Ending the results segment, the first playday of the ESL Nascar Championship 2 was played on Sunday. Lots of matches still haven't been played, but if you take a look at the Premier League specifically, Costco's, Flodiho and Dopamine are all with 3 points so far. A link to the full rankings is found below. Moving on to community news, Nadeo have now released the TrackMania² Universal Demo. This demo will give people access to the TrackMania² multi-environment title, and with it you can play for free online and also have access to the editors and 45 white solo tracks. All these features will be accessible for free the first 48 hours that you got the demo. Then after that, if the title you're playing got more than 100 concurrent players, you will get restricted to only 1 hour per day. But if not, you can play the title for an unlimited amount of time. So what are you waiting for? If you haven't got the game yet, visit TrackMania.com to download it now. In addition, if you just want to buy the game and have no restrictions, there's currently another Steam sale going on where you can get Stadium 75% off and Canyon and Valley 50% off their normal prices. The sale will end today. Media Planet has opened up the submission phase for the best videos of the month of June. Head on over to the Maniac News or to Media Planet's Facebook page to submit your videos. The results will be published around Sunday/Monday. Now for some lineup changes in the tech scene. BX3 has announced that they have taken in Leo as a full-time member, and additionally that they have acquired 3 new trial players in Circle, Shriek and Lan to their roster. Also, Beat has left BX3 to trial for Team Dignitas, who in addition got another trial in Pack, who leaves Fun Team. You can read statements from the new BX3 players in a Facebook post linked below. To finish off the community news, I have yet another map submission request to mention. This time it's for the Belgian land Frag-o-Matic, which will take place in September. If you want to send in maps for this event, they should be built in tech and be around 55 to 65 seconds long with not too much block mixing added. The deadline to send in maps is set to the end of July. Now for upcoming events, and I'll begin with mentioning the Creative Track Contest that's hosted by Pepino Robino in the TMX forums. The basic idea behind this competition is to try and build as creative of a track as possible, and then once you submit your track it will be judged and rated by a jury which will determine the winners. Anyone's free to enter into the contest, and the deadline to submit your work is set to October 26th. More information about this contest can be found in this topic, linked below. On Thursday, starting at 8 PM CEST, ESL will host the 2nd qualification cup in the Valley Summer Cup series. To participate, you must sign up to the cup on ESL's website. TM² will return hosting knockout races again, beginning with a True Talent Cup played on full speed maps this upcoming Friday at 7 PM CEST. As usual with these cups, there's a limit of 100 slots on the server, so if you want to make sure you can participate, I advise being on the server well in time. To stay updated for more information, such as which server will be used, check out TM² on Facebook. FB's weekly race edition 22 will happen on Saturday at 4 PM CEST. Simply go to the server before the race starts to be eligible to play. The map will be unknown until 15 minutes before going live, and everything else you need to know about the race is found in the summary. ESL will organize the MX Best of the Month Speed Cup on Saturday as well, starting at 6 PM CEST. This will be played on the best full speed maps made in June, which is handpicked by the ESL admins. Then the cup will first be played in a time attack phase and end off with a cup mode phase. If you want to participate, keep in mind that you have to sign up before 12 o'clock on Saturday. TrackMania clan Door to Q will every third Saturday of the month host a brutal gauntlet played in TrackMania² Canyon. It will start at midnight and is basically a time attack competition that will last 24 hours and played on just one very difficult map that is unknown before the competition starts. The winners will then be rewarded with planets and custom skins. You can also send in maps if you want, and you'll find more information about that at the official website. At 6 PM CEST on Sunday, the ESL Nascar Summer Team Cup will kick off. 6 teams signed up to the tournament, and the matches that will be played are Team Underrated vs Nascar Racing Team, Project Gaming Germany vs Burning Wheels, and lastly Virtual vs Virtual Mix. Helpful links to follow this event are linked to in the summary. Then 2.5 hours later, and played on the same maps, is the ESL NASCAR Championship 2, which will have its second playday taking place. To keep track of the results, as well as other useful information, take a look below this video. To end off the episode, in contrast to what I said last episode, ESL seems to have not hosted the 5th playday of ESL Dirt Premiership 3 last weekend. Instead there was a break, and the 5th playday will be this upcoming Sunday at default time 9 PM CEST. The matches that will be played are Speed Gaming vs ATR, Door to Q vs Grrrr, Extreme Section Dirt vs Pulse Gaming 2, Zorak vs Team Fox, and lastly NWT vs Virtual. Ways to potentially watch these matches can be found in the description. And that's all I had for this week. Thanks everyone for watching, remember to rate this video and comment on it if you want, and I'll see you next time. BX3 has announced that the deadline to send in maps is set to now for upcoming events, and I'll begin with mentioning the Creative Track Contest that's hosted by TrackMania clan Door to Q will every third Saturday